Okay, I have to be careful with that just because I talk to more people around in this area. Okay, so like I said, I started to make the video. It's dark, dark. I started to make this video a little bit later. I mean, earlier, but I felt like it's Saturday. I need to make it a little bit later, and this is about as late as it's gonna get for me. So instead of me doing my walk and taking my shower first, I took my bath, did my and when I talk about my bath, I talk about my bath bomb bath that I use my special bath bombs for, and and then I get got ready to walk Lulu because she's doing her whole little thing. Um, Come on, we're going this way, hon. Or do you want to go? I really don't want to walk over here. I just feel like there's gonna be some nonsense. It doesn't feel okay. Let's just go over here anyway. Even though we know she's gonna turn around. But yeah, I'm gonna talk about making room. I think I made a video maybe about a year and a half ago about making room. But today, this is what I have been presented to a lot, and how God is speaking to me about making room. Sometimes we think that the enemy is at hand and attacking you. And sometimes that's true, but you have to understand, if you are a true believer, if you believe that all things work, together for your good, if you believe that, if you really truly believe that, then you know that no matter what someone that is opposing you or any force that's opposing you is doing, it's going to work out for your good. So you don't have to fear, you don't have to get upset, you don't have to get frantic. Um, and during this walk, I've had a lot of issues where I've had fear and I still had to walk, show courage that way. But as I kept walking, and as I kept going, I started finding out that things will turn out for your good if you just keep going. You have to let things grow. You are a seed. The things that you're doing in life are like seeds. It just is not going to happen overnight. Good things don't come overnight. Here we go. Now we got. I thought I put a do not disturb, y'all. Hold on. I'm so sorry. Let's see. Do not disturb. Do not disturb. Boom. Do not disturb. Okay. I'm back. Sorry about that. And so, you guys see I'm recording on my other device. It works so much better. Um, and so, um, what was I about to say? Oh yeah, I was talking about making room. Nothing happens overnight. Nothing good happens overnight, okay? The best things take time. The things that people value the most take time. Think about it, and the best situation I can think about is people can really attain to, and they don't want to put any super negative connotations to it, is going to get your degree, okay? People value, or they give more respect and honor to people who go for their doctorate degree versus someone who went for their associate's degree, or who got a certificate, or who didn't have um, any kind of certification at all. Now, I'm not saying that they're not qualified, because there are a lot of people that I've known who know something like the back of their head, and they can do stuff on a graduate level, even though they never had an opportunity to go to class, or they never decided to. But that that diligence, that time, it's that certification that's letting you know that I put in the time, I put in the work, I let the seeds grow. Okay, because everyone can't always see. You don't have that much time in the world to show everybody that you can do something. But that certification and that degree, for the most part, is supposed to show. But yeah, anyhow, it's supposed to. Okay. Think about someone who, if you're on a spiritual aspect, and you think about um, people who God chose to be a leader. They didn't become a leader overnight. David ended up was in the field for years. David was in the field for years. People overlooked him. People thought he wasn't gonna be nothing. Before he had his great break, he was looking all kinds of ways. People wasn't even looking for him to even be a part of what he had the key to unlock. Think about that. Think about Moses. Moses was in a bin. He had to go in a basket. I said a basket. You got to think about those things. It takes time. God had to work things into him. Then he had to lead and then learn some things from people that he didn't know, which he did know, and then come back. Things take time. Think about a seed. You plant it in the ground. You put dirt in it. It doesn't come up overnight to go produce back and give back the fruit. Sometimes a seed can take up to 5 years to grow. Think about a lemon tree. A lemon tree takes 5 years to grow. You you're not seeing a lemon coming off of there anytime soon. But guess what? People value those lemons. People value the lemon tree once it produces the lemons. They value that lemon tree more than just coming out as a seed. You know. So you have to think of that. You have to think of it the same way. Good job. You have to think of it the same way as you would when you are um, when you are growing, when you are getting to know who you are and to get what you want. It takes time. I was sitting there frustrating myself, getting flustered because I'm like, okay, I set this time frame, and be okay when things don't go all the way. I set this time frame, and I was panicking, like, oh my goodness, I didn't reach this goal. Oh my goodness, I didn't do this. And sometimes you start comparing because you see other people producing fruit. I talked about this before, but you can't look at that because every seed is different, and you don't know if they even got a hybrid seed. See, some people, I'm dealing with natural seeds out here. Some people over here dealing with hybrid seeds. They gonna grow real quick. They gonna get up and they gonna do their thing. Um, but you being the person that you are, you know, um, when I say you, I'm talking about myself, but you can use this as you too. Um, being the person that I am, I'm one person, so it's gonna take some time to manifest certain things. It's gonna take some time to do some things, and a lot of things that one of the things that you have to learning about making room for things to grow is that you have to say no and give more time and attention to what you want to grow. Say no to things that don't grow, that don't help you grow, and say yes to the things that are going to help you grow, you know? And so that's what I wanted to talk about. That's what I wanted to tell you guys. During this whole walk, during my whole journey, I've had to make room. Come on. I've had to make room for things. What? So weird. Yeah, I had to make room for things, and a lot of the reasons why some of the things weren't growing is that I didn't even give it time. Some of the things that I thought that was gonna happen right off the bat didn't happen to years later. Didn't happen to years later. You gotta keep that in mind. You gotta think and keep all of that in mind. Keep all of that in mind. Keep that intact. You know. Um. Jeez. What was up with her? Yeah, but some of those things, some of these things that, why do these people have these things out in the road? Tired of these doggone skateboards. Not these skateboards, these scooters. They everywhere. Not even organized. And so, yeah, so you had to make room for it. You know? One good example. You see this guy? Wait. Okay, guy's running, right? He's trying to stay fit. Is he gonna, how can he get fit if he just runs one day? That's not gonna happen. It's gonna be an ongoing process. It's gonna be an ongoing process. It never ends. So don't give up. Don't get upset. I had to learn that. Don't get upset. You just have to make room for things. You have to say no to the things that are not adding to you. Say yes to the things that are adding to you. Say no to the people, because I promise you, a lot of those, if you say no to the people and the places and even jobs, you will start seeing the difference. A lot of people have gotten so ecstatic and got so excited about how much money some place can get you, instead of understanding that if you build off of what, make room for what calls to your spirit or what calls to you, then you will be successful. You will have the money that you want and you need. Okay, the money that you need, let's say need and want, because your needs are always going to be met. You're going to have those things. So um, just make room for it. I didn't even understand that I was making room for chaos when I started keeping the people around. I was making room for chaos when I allowed people who were not feeding into my life or bridging into my life. I did not understand that I was letting these people feed and fester off of me. And I was feeding into that. I was giving them that energy instead of closing it off. Um, yeah, yeah. Um, that's what you gotta understand. You have to make room for things. And I'm not saying that it's gonna happen overnight. It's not. Sometimes, in order to make room for things, you have to analyze. You have to sit back and you have to observe. You have to take a clear observation of what is going on in your life. Because if you don't know what's hindering you or what's gonna promote you, then you're not gonna know which direction to go. You're not going to know which direction to go because everybody's pulling at you in different ways, and you're likely to be drawn to and fro in your life. Okay? That's why you will see people wake up 40, 50 years later, 20, 30, 50 years later, and they're saying, "Oh, I regret being with this person." Or I regret doing this and um being in this field and doing this. If I really went for what I wanted to do, I would have did this. If I really wanted to, I would have did that. And that's because the reason why it didn't happen is not because it couldn't have happened. It's because they didn't make room for it. They did not make room for it. And so I'm saying this to all facets of life. If you really want something, you have to make room for it. If you want to be a better believer, if you want to get closer to God, you have to make room for it. You have to pray. You have to stay in the right mind frame. If you want to be a dancer, make room for it. Practice every day. If you want to be a beauty queen, practice. Learn things. Learn what it takes to be that. If you want to be a scientist, make room for it. Study what it takes. What do they do? And study and jump into that field. You know, what does it take? What does it take? That's what you want to know. That's what you want to find out, and then apply it. And then apply it. Oh my goodness, something downtown is going off. Y'all hear the alarms? Come on. Good job. Oh, you gonna jump over the puddle, huh? She jumped over the puddle. She didn't want to play in it. Girl, you funny acting. So funny acting. So, yeah, that's all I wanted to say, you guys. I don't want to irritate your ears with all this crazy noise in the morning, but did want to share that with you guys. Make room. Make room. And the provisions will be made. So, yeah, hopefully something I said or done will help you on your journey. Please stay tuned to Journey to Jerusalem. Bye.